Okay.
The special Dwight School Building Committee meeting is called to order. I'm First Selectman Christine Vitale. Ask you all to please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Just for the record, it's not on here. Can everybody just introduce themselves? Who's in?
Yes, I'm Lauren Efren.
Nicole Olson.
Lieutenant Mike Stahl from Fairfield Police Department.
Angels Popchurch, Executive Director of Operations for the schools.
Salvatore Morbido, Director of Construction and Energy Services for Fairfield Schools.
Thank you. And the purpose of this meeting is nominations for 2025-2026 committee chair. Taking nominations from the floor. Do I have any nominations for chair?
I nominate Lauren Efron.
Can I have a second? Any seconds?
Can I second
Anybody on the phone?
I'll second it if no one has seconded.
Okay. Deanna, second. We're going to now, any other nominations? Closing nominations. Can I have a vote for all in favor of naming Lauren Efron, Chair of the Dwight School Building Committee? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Seeing none? Congratulations, and thank you for serving. With that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Seconded.
Motion, you make the motion?
I make the motion to adjourn.
Aye.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you all. Good luck on your way to Bird. I vote to start the meeting.
You can call to order.
You can
Call
call,
to order. Thank you.
call the meeting to order.
State what this is the...
Oh, thank you. This is the Dwight Building Committee for the Dwight School Building Project. I call the meeting to order, and we all rise
I think you're doing a roll
for the
call
same.
first, right?
Says roll call.
Roll call, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Okay, so let's all go around. I am Lauren Efren, Chair of the Building Committee.
Nicole Olson.
Lieutenant Mike Stahl, Fairfield Police.
We need the members to, on the phone.
Members on the phone?
Yes.
Jeff Peterson, Board of Ed Chair.
Macaluso.
Very good. Now we can go to...
Was there one more person?
There was one more person on the line.
Who's Deanna Paluzzo, you're on, and there was one more?
Oh, this is Dina Ryder. I'm just listening in.
Oh. Hi, Dina.
Not supposed to be.
No, of course you can.
Hi.
Now we can...
Congratulations.
Thank you. So now let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to agenda item 4, election of the 2025-2026 officers. Do I have any nominations for vice chair? Anyone online? Any nominations for vice chair?
You can also make a motion that we do not elect a vice chair at this point.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion to not elect a vice chair at this point. Can I have...
You could probably do it via unanimous consent if no one objects. If everyone is okay as a friendly amendment rather than doing it as a formal amendment.
Okay, thank you.
Because you would need a 2/3 majority anyway to change the agenda.
Okay, and this is just so we're clear, I'm happy to elect at our next meeting a vice chair if someone at that time wants to come forward. But this time I'll make a friendly amendment to skip over the vice chair nomination.
No objection here.
Yeah.
No, any objections? No, okay,
No.
seeing none, I'm moving on to the position of secretary. I hereby nominate Nicole Olson as our recording executive secretary. Can I have a second?
I'll
I'll
second.
second that.
Take Jeff Peterson as our second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Congratulations, Nicole Olson.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Now I
serving.
start typing.
Yes. Or listening, you can listen to the recording.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to agenda item number 5, our meeting schedule. I didn't see anything provided in the backup on our email that was sent by the town, but I'm assuming that we have some idea of when our meetings would be proposed. And I know we're sort of trying to move quickly here for state reimbursement. So Angeles, did you have an idea of how frequently you would like us to meet?
We didn't put anything in there because the first thing we were trying to discover is what works best for the committee, hour-wise, day of the, is there a better day or hour of the week?
That's a consensus that you'll have to work with your committee to determine a date.
Yep.
You have 4 people on, you might want to do a poll, because you got almost half the committee not on, to find out which day or night. It could be daytime, it could be nighttime. It should be consistent.
It should be consistent. I was going to say I would actually elect to do some day on some night so that we can try to grab as many as possible. But if you want it to be consistent.
And I can give you a little, recent committees have, when you're asking about the frequency, have either at the start of the project, there's a lot of things to do. They'll schedule weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings and cancel them as needed. If there's nothing to work on, cancel a meeting. It's easier than setting up a special meeting.
Okay.
So that everybody has it blocked out in their calendar, and by date certain, you're going to tell them whether the meeting's running or not.
Yeah.
So that's what we've done on the past, I'll say 3 or 4 projects.
Okay.
And it's kind of.
When you say more frequently, do you mean weekly?
I don't know that you need. Well, you might want to do weekly, schedule them weekly for now. For now, maybe through the end of the year.
That's what I was thinking.
And then.
Okay.
Afterwards, next year.
Okay.
Because in December, you'll be setting the 2026 calendar, and maybe at that point, every other week or twice a month.
Okay.
And as business comes.
Speaking for myself, and I believe my recording secretary, we both have young children who are still in elementary school, and before the hours of 3 p.m., weekdays are better for me, personally. But I can be flexible in that if there's opposition.
I would say just the after school dinner time hours are probably rough. I had no issues making it to like a 7:30 meeting personally. And it also all depends on how long all of these meetings run. So I would do anything like that, like you're saying.
Okay.
Lauren, if I could ask, what time does the Dwight PTA normally meet? Do they meet in the evening, or are they one of the ones that does it during the day?
They're one of the ones that do it during the day. We meet usually right after the start of school at 9:30 or 10.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I mean, honestly, any time in the morning is fine. Most days of the week. I'm not obligated to run those meetings anymore. So I would probably prefer like a 1 p.m. meeting, and then that way it would be completed hopefully by the time school is out, and we could still,
I think it would then force us to complete the meeting. And then
I actually kind of like that.
Probably, yeah, it'd be like, okay, we've done enough for the day.
So I would propose 1 p.m., and I actually like Wednesdays. Do I have any objection? Is there anyone who absolutely cannot make that time? If so, please speak now.
Well,
So,
in fairness, I would never be able to make that time, but I'm not likely to be on the committee for very long, so let's just
Okay.
throw that out there.
Okay, could you dial in?
So this is Dina Filizzo. So I can do Wednesdays during the winter, but come, spring, summer, Wednesdays are not going to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a prior obligation that starts in like April or May on Wednesdays. So
Could you do Tuesdays?
I could do Tuesdays. I could do Thursdays.
Okay, that's good to know.
About 1 p.m.
So Tuesday or Thursdays, 1 p.m.
Keep in mind, you're setting a schedule through the end of the year, so.
Oh, we could adjust it at the end of the year.
Adjust it at the end of the year for the next year.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, let's just for consistency, because I know once we sort of get locked in, and because we're going to be doing this for multiple years, it might be nice to just settle in on a day. How about we go for now with Tuesdays at 1 p.m. And to begin with, from now until the end of the year, we'll schedule those weekly. And then if we need to adjust as time goes on, or in the new year, or if any conflict comes up, we can adjust it going forward.
If there is a no school on that day for the entire town of Fairfield, would the meeting be assumed to be canceled?
Yes, we can make adjustments. Okay. Or we could possibly, now that we know Thursdays work as well, we could possibly move it to a Thursday.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Christmas break, and like pretty much if we're supposed to host a meeting in the middle of the day, and I don't know how many people have school-age kids, so.
I think just you and I.
Oh. I can make it work. I've got in-laws that moved here. I'm happy.
Oh,
So.
mine are a
I
lot
was just
further away.
curious.
But I appreciate that. Okay, so for now, let's propose Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Do I need to vote on this, Angela?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes, before I do that, can you do that?
Before you do that, we'll get the calendar over to the town clerk's office, but you're looking at October 28th, November 4th, November 11th, which there is no school, so I don't know if you want to skip that week or move it to a different day.
Okay.
And then you have November 18th, November 25th, and then you go into December 2nd, December 9th, December 16th, and then December 23rd.
But you're saying we could pretty much cancel a meeting as they approach.
You
We
can
could say like, hey, we're way too far behind, everybody needs to be here, or we could say we really don't have anything to talk about anyway.
It is, I don't want to say easier, but it's more efficient to have it on everyone's calendar and then cancel it than it is to decide to have a
Everybody will
special
have
meeting.
the block,
Yep.
the block out.
Got it.
Okay.
And it's easier to keep easier to keep the quorum when people know that there's a possibility for the meeting.
Okay.
And will Zoom or call-in be available on these, or both?
I think both, and I believe, Angela, correct me if I'm wrong, right now we're only recording audibly. Are any of these going to be posted on Fair TV? Are we recording visually?
For committees, they don't normally go on Fair TV. They only do video. They don't do video recording. They only do audio recording.
Okay.
If there was a reason or a presentation,
hot
you could request it, and then we could get it so it wasn't audio recorded as well.
But typically it would be just like this.
Oh, yep.
Well, it should be also video for this meeting because there'll be a lot of stuff to present visually once you have an owner's rep hired,
Okay.
an architect.
And so we need to capture that.
Right.
And for the public.
Yep.
Okay, I understand.
So it'll be WebEx would probably be the medium,
Uh-huh.
video and audio, but we can get to that if people aren't going to, if it's going to be a remote committee.
Okay. All right, for now, I'm going to propose that we move forward with Tuesdays at 1 p.m. from now until the end of 2025. Can I have anyone?
And the meeting duration is 1 hour?
I think so, yes. Let's keep it to that for now if we can. Can I have someone make a motion?
I make a motion.
Thank you. Nicole makes motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Is that you,
Dina.
Deanna? Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Is it Dina or Deanna? I want to be sure I'm saying it right.
It's Dina. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, all in favor of hosting the Dwight Building Committee meetings on Tuesdays at 1 p.m.? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, the motion carries. We will be hosting our meetings from now until the end of 2025 on Tuesdays.
Will the meetings be located in the same room that you're in now?
That would be the intent. So.
Yes, that would, hopefully, I know we have a central booking reservation site. I'm not sure who would book that. I'm happy to. I know how to do it, and I have to count. But, yes, the idea would be that we be here in 501 Kings Highway East, room 29AB, right? That's what it's referred to. Okay. All right. So next on our agenda, number 6, project updates. We have a presentation by Sal Angelis on the project progress. Could you both let us know what you have to share?
So I'll kick it off and then I'll send it over to Sal. Just so everyone's aware, we presented to the RTM this past Monday. A lot of questions were asked. A lot of information was asked for. We are working on pulling that information together, including a possible tour of Dwight for RTM members who are interested.
I would encourage that they go on a rainy day when the sewage is really at its optimal odor.
That being said, we are scheduled for a vote by RTM on this coming Monday. If everything goes well with that.
27th, correct?
27th. If everything goes well with that, you will have your funding available to you to move forwards with this project. That being said, Sal, as some of you know, is my construction manager. I'm sorry.
I am the construction.
The construction manager who has
construction
handled a lot of these projects and will also be at your meetings, whether it's personal or virtual, to help guide and direct in the path that we've taken before with other projects. I know this project has had a kind of a new path to get to this point, but we're intending by moving forwards from this point, we will start to follow the normal path. So that's where we are on that. I don't know.
Yeah, so new path, but not new path. I mean, there was a preliminary study of different scenarios that's been done before.
Two preliminary studies.
That's been done before. It was done for the middle schools a dozen years ago, and a dozen years before that it was done for the high school space problem. So that's not unusual, and it comes to a conclusion. It is not usual to fully fund a project up front at this level of design.
Right, so we won't have to go through the funding request if we make it through RTM.
Well, there's pluses and minuses to it. If there's once the project is fully developed and if you have a shortage, you'd have to go for funding, supplemental funding. You would also have to go for supplemental state filings to amend the application because the number's wrong. So that's the other side of the sword. It's nice to know that you have a checkbook full to go shopping with, but that there's a possible downside to that. The order of you're going to want to hire your professionals as soon as possible. The ones that you want to hire in order would be the owner's rep or program manager. Then they would help you write the RFP, RFQ for the architect, designer, or architect engineer team. And once they're selected, both of them would collaborate to help the purchasing department write the RFP, RFQ for the construction manager.
Okay. All of this, what you're referring to, I think, the purchasing department, I mean, even just in terms of like our organization, I went back and I looked at Mill Hill and some of the other past building projects for schools in the district, and I noticed that we didn't have anything set up just to discuss simple things like FOIA, Robert's Rules of Order.
Correct.
I'm familiar with them, but I don't know that everybody.
Right. Usually,
in our
this happens
committee
kind of quickly. You are correct. Usually
or even like the bonding resolution, right? And how the purchasing process.
Yeah, and we can help you with those on the next meeting. We'll try to get the appropriate people to come in. One, go over Robert Rules of Order, go over the purchasing process. Our next
agenda would be the organizational meeting.
Collaborate with you on that.
Okay.
As a for instance, but you're well aware of it, the ed spec would be discussed or quickly reviewed.
I'm glad you brought that up. I did notice that on the town website, and again, I'm not exactly sure who's uploading all this information. I'm sure we're working with town, I know the town clerk does, at least agenda minutes and things like that. We are missing actually the updated Spiegel September 12th report. Right now it's only the August 26th, and that has the previous number, 74 million. There has been an update, as we know, it's now 76 million. We're also missing the updated appendices.
I believe those are all actually on the website now. I sent that link to the RTM moderator yesterday.
Okay, well, I just checked today, Jeff, and they actually only have the August 26th, the initial report, and actually the link to it is not even working.
Where did you check on the website?
Under documents.
Let me see if I can find the link that I sent, because I went over this just yesterday.
Well, now that you're a new committee,
it does need to be linked. It should all be linked to this building committee. That much is absolutely clear.
That and also your past elementary educational ed specs are also not listed on the website, and I think it would be helpful for all of us, just as we educate ourselves as a committee going forward. Number one, I'm not sure if everybody's aware that we have a website through the town website itself, but if you were to look up Dwight Building Committee on the town website, you can see our landing page there. So just a couple things we're missing that need to be added there, and I think for the public to follow along too, it's important that we have all the correct files and documents. Okay.
I think maybe perhaps circle back. You were saying that step one, waiting on the RTM for final approval of funding. Once that happens, hiring the professionals. We need to get the owner's rep / program manager. They will help us write the RFP for the architect and the engineer. The architect and the engineer help write that for the construction manager. And then you were starting to say, and then steps following that would be?
Well, by that time, you'll have the architect starting your design, and that's the fun part, because you'll have a lot of options.
Well, we still have, just going back real quick, the RFP, and I was reading through the draft, right, for the owner's representative services. There was something that caught my eye. Sorry, I'm trying to, maybe it was actually initially in the document that was sent by mistake. Something about the solar feasibility. Not solar, as in like one option. I'd actually like to see two options considered for the RFP, both the Spiegel's 1F, which was to have the building built into the side of the slope there, blasted into the side, right, so that we would have two levels. That was recently done at Coleytown Middle School in Westport, and they're having a lot of mold issues now because they're flush up against soil. So I'd like to see potentially the original option from Silver Petrocelli, where it's done up on top of the hill.
So those were both. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say those were both conceptual designs.
Right.
Once you get into design and architect hired, that's when they will come in, interview all of you. They will also look at the information provided by both of those to help guide and direct the direction of the actual design documents moving forwards.
Okay.
So all that will be in your opinions of which you feel is better, or what?
Like, we could request 2 designs.
There'll be multiple scenarios that
Okay.
nobody,
Yeah.
because you're going to start on,
Also, there's a lot of concern, I'm sure you might have heard from the RT meeting, on saving field space.
So that'll
Now,
all
I'm
be part of
wondering
directing.
there's going to be a lot of
If there's a
different
possibility of maybe
folks
preserving.
with different agendas for,
Okay.
how the project goes forward.
Okay.
And God bless you, you get to, work with, all the different voices to get to a consensus.
I'm happy to hear them all. And speaking of which, I noticed that there wasn't public comment for today. I'd like to make sure going forward, because it wasn't afforded at the last Board of Finance meeting, that we always have public comment on all of our agendas moving forward.
So when you get to an architect, there'll be multiple conceptual plans.
Mm-hmm.
When you settle in on a conceptual plan, there'll probably be multiple schematic
Okay.
plans. The next level up, as they investigate more, there might be a couple of ways to move this to the left, move this to the right. Then you settle in again, design development, then construction
So
done.
it's sort of a flowing process.
It's a flowing process, but it's not, you only,
Eagle did take that into consideration, if I recall.
it's
Because
not,
what they're doing
I
is
don't-
they're putting the utilities up against the back with a double concreted wall, so that if, God forbid, there is any mold issues, it's a walkable space that contains only utilities, so it can be handled without damaging the children.
So glad we have an architecture experience.
Right. And here
Well, it was
again, it's only,
concerning, that is a very concerning thing whenever you're building up against.
I'm trying to take into
Yeah.
account then this new,
Yeah.
it's not new, but the ongoing discussion around fields. I was literally dropping my daughter off, just a little aside, on middle school today, and on the way back on the ride with my 7-year-old in the back, I was listening to Stormin Norman, I think is his name, and they had a little plug about this project and the concern from Parks and Rec on lack of field space and how the project might be moving forward, but they'd be losing field. So I just want to be sure that we're considering all options.
so you'll end up hearing from people, and
I'm sure
that
I
you
will.
don't, you're not even thinking of right now.
I was gonna say, I don't know any of this, so correct me if I'm wrong. The funding has to be approved no matter what, and it's not like if somebody says, but there's not enough field space, that all of a sudden they could be like, never mind on your funding. Like, the funding's
No.
gonna come first anyway. They could try and bring it up at this point, but I think it's a moot point, given that we've all determined.
I think the longer we delay this, if the RTM were to either, scale back the funding, or, God forbid, they were to delay their vote, which was also brought up, I think we're looking at only increasing the cost of this project even more. We already know what happened in the last year.
If I can, I'd also like to be clear on the point of the fields, because it's going to be a town-wide discussion involving multiple other capital projects, including the forthcoming Jennings renovation. So, I mean, obviously, we are impacting the field inventory here, but Parks and Rec has a long-term master plan that they're working off of too, that involves adding new fields in other spaces. We're proposing adding a turf field at Ward's. Like, it's a broader conversation that we're not going to be able to solve just in this building committee. Obviously, it's part of it. It's part of a broader discussion. I just want to throw that out there, that it's not one or the other. It's going to be ongoing alongside this work that we're doing for Dwight.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. All right, I believe, was that the end of your progress report?
That's good enough for now.
Good enough for now. All right, here we go. Solar feasibility. That was next on the agenda.
Typo.
It's a typo?
It's supposed to be solar.
Solar. Oh, that's why you said it. Okay.
That's why.
Do you want to talk to us about, I know we have a solar array up on top of the roof, Dwight.
Dwight does have a solar array up there, which will stay active at this point, obviously. The reason that I got asked to throw this on there just was to bring to your attention that the state will require us to perform a solar evaluation of the site and the building as part of the application process.
The state requires this.
The state does require that, because I know a lot of people have asked during some of the meetings about feasibility for solar and also green energy. So that it will all be taken into account, and you as a committee will have to look at all of that moving forward. Well,
the plan is to keep them.
To keep the solar on the roof until
It has to be moved.
And that's where you have to investigate whether a new system or purchasing out. So there will be some options that come along with that solar.
Aware how old solar panels are that are on the roof at the moment?
We
I'm
almost
sorry?
own them.
How old are
How old are they?
The solar panels were put in 2016. The power purchase agreement, the PPA, is a 20-year item, so if it's terminated,
There's a
the
fee.
buildings drop, there's a fee too, because they lost revenue. At that point, though, it might be, it's not even the same. The company that built the array was Kingspan Energy. They since sold the system it's actually owned by the Green Bank.
Okay.
So it might be one of those things that a different PPA picks up where that one left off, and the termination fees are, I could think of half a dozen different ways that gets handled.
Okay.
But that's where you're getting your professionals on board, and they'll slice and dice it and give you recommendations.
No, I was just curious how old they are because they have a lifespan.
Yep.
Okay. When you said we almost own them, I was like, that's typically around when they crap the bed. So.
No, well, in actuality, they degrade 0.5% per year. So after 20 years, they're
Like my
10%
car.
down, but
Okay.
Yeah.
some die
Okay.
one day, some die in 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that would need to be worked into the RFP, I imagine, or is this just done solely?
Well, that would be a
separately?
global statement about proposing for state codes, offices, school grants, and all the requirements. So if the requirement is to do the solar PV evaluation, that's one of the state items, just like they have to look at security systems, they have to look at wireless, there's certain, they have to look at handicap accessibility, structural. There's a list of things that
So
are required.
That's required.
That
I
becomes
understand.
the scope for the architect.
Okay, thank you. Angela, do you want to speak to the distribution of the draft RFPs? I
So
covered it, but.
we did kind of cover it. I sent you it is a real draft of a RFP for the owner's rep. We will continue to work through it and get you an updated final draft, hopefully soon. So that is a work in progress, so that's why we wanted to just get that to you as.
I appreciate
this
it. Is this based off of previous drafts?
It is you actually, as I said, it is a very rough draft, and you may even see like a Mill Hill reference in one of them, so, yes.
Well, we technically don't need that until we know that it's fully funded anyway. Correct?
After Monday.
After Monday.
Yep, so.
Okay.
But we wanted to keep it moving and getting it out, so that's why.
Let's say that the funding is Monday, they're like, you're good to go. About how much longer afterwards do you think until that letter?
Well, we're meeting the next.
You're meeting the next day, so we're gonna shoot to have this updated as a final draft for you guys.
All right. Okay. I had to look this up because I was curious. The executive session, which is next item on our agenda, number 7. I would like to move that the Dwight School Building Committee hereby moves into executive session to discuss safety and security matters related to the Dwight School Building Committee project per CT General Statutes, CGS 1-200, in parentheses 6, and I would invite to the meeting Lieutenant Mike Stahl, Angela George, and Sal Morbiato. Anybody else who is in the room, I'd ask you to leave at this time. And we'll go ahead. So Jeff, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but now we motion to end executive session and.
Well, no, we don't need, we're back in
need to
public
vote?
session. We don't need
Okay,
to vote to come out. We just come out.
We're done.
The announcement of the end of
The
executive session.
announcements okay, we don't have anyone in public, but I would like to motion, I don't know, again, if this is a motion or not, but just to add public comment to all future meetings as a member of the public to many of the Board of Ed meetings. I always appreciate it.
The only thing that I would say about that, instead of doing it as a blanket, there are occasions where you may want to notice a meeting that is a tour or something, where public comment may not be easy to have.
Might not be necessary. Okay.
So, like, I'm happy to add the option for other public meetings. I can conceive of occasions where it might be awkward.
That's fair. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. I would still like, if we are here in the office at 501 Kings Highway East, I would just like to make sure that the public can follow along and can.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
And make comments. And by the way, when I say ask questions, I'm sorry, it's a comment. It's not a question. We can't respond at that time. But I just like to make sure that we leave that open.
Also, public comment always allowed online during meetings with the exception of moving meetings.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nicole. Okay. And we will make sure that all the proper documentation is posted on our town website. Again, if you go to the town website and you search Dwight Building Committee, you should see it there. We'll make sure that all the files and documents are updated correctly. You'll have the Dwight educational specifications, hopefully before our next meeting, and the updated Spiegel's report.
Yeah, by the way, Lauren, I did check a little while ago. They're up on the page where for the Dwight feasibility study. Everything on that page is updated. So hopefully those links can just be transferred over to the building committee.
Well, we are no longer in the feasibility study phase.
No, I understand. They're just on the website somewhere. Just need to translate the links.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So at this time, I would like to motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for serving. I look forward to our future meetings.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.